everyone. Jack Bigadoo, Hood Sommelier. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. It's Monday. It's a long Monday, but we all know Monday sucks, but they suck best. Best if you actually have a little bit of alcohol. Today, we have a brand that we're bringing on to talk to about. We like to discover new brands. So I want you all to meet this brand. I've seen it on the shelf. I've seen it around. I've seen some barrel picks, and I've always been curious. If you here, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming and learning about rum. Usually we talk about whiskey, we talk about other distilled spirit, rye, and things, but today let's learn about rum. So I'll bring on Mr. Eric Kaye or K. I will ask him himself to tell us exactly more about Holmes Cay. Eric, welcome to the show.
Hey Jack, how's it going? Thank you.
It's going. You look pretty tan. A little bird told me you were not
Uh,
in the US.
yeah, there's three little birdies actually sat by my doorstep and down in Jamaica this week. Yes, everything's
Uh
gonna be all right on a
Everything
Monday.
will be all right. So that sound like a soundtrack of a song I know.
Straight from the words of Bob Marley.
So how is it going?
It's going great. Yeah, I just literally got back from Jamaica less than 48 hours ago, visiting some incredible distilleries,
Of
um,
course. That's pretty cool.
drinking some great rums.
Yeah.
Um, one of the
So before I ask about your brand, white
Mhm.
guy talking about rum, spending time in Jamaica, where is your love for rum came from?
Great question. Started when I was 16 years old, and I took a fateful trip down to the Bahamas on spring break, and learned that if you could see over
Oh
the
boy, do I
bar,
know
they would
about the
serve you.
Bahamas.
And I had my first rum punch in Bahama Mama, and over the decades, I managed to visit most of the Caribbean. And just kept trying more and more incredible rums, and I would travel to Europe, and I would see incredible rums, and I got increasingly frustrated that nobody was bringing these rums to the United States, um, especially 5 years ago. The rum market was a very different place than it is right now. We're in the golden age. But when
Mhm.
I first decided to do this 5 years ago, it was really because I couldn't get the rums I wanted, so I decided to bring them in myself. Um, is the short answer. And I'm not a distiller. It's not my skill. I basically travel around the world finding my favorite distilleries and trying to convince them to sell my rums to bring to America.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. You don't always have to make the whiskey, but you can definitely give it life. That's what I like to say. So today we are talking about Holmes Cay. Holmes Cay single cask rum. I've seen you around. I heard about you before, but I never tried the whiskeys. I think I heard about you from is it something Beast? They have like a club.
so Beastmasters.
Beastmaster. Beastmaster
Yeah,
is where I've seen you first. And when our our mutual friend Gene from Canada literally said, Jack, if you don't know about this brand, you definitely need to know about them. I'm like, okay, all right. If Gene is saying I need to know about your brands, that means that I definitely need to know about your brand. So it's something that I wanted to know more about. I wanted to understand what exactly is it that you have, you have in your portfolio. So tell us about the name Holmes Cay. Where is that? Where did that come from?
sure. That's an easy one. My full name is Eric Holmes Cay.
Oh, okay.
My dad was a big Sherlock Holmes fan and named me after him, and I changed the spelling to Cay to evoke the islands,
Okay.
which is
Okay.
where rum comes from. We're born in Barbados and Martinique. Um, it really evokes the islands and evokes me, is the short answer. And you can pronounce it Holmes K or Holmes Key, depending on how they pronounce it in your country.
Yeah.
Some places pronounce it Key.
Yeah.
And my name Kay, but if I'm in someplace else, it's Kaye. It's
Kai. Yep. Kaye.
Kaye.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely. So you pretty much this is you. This brand is you. It's everything that you are. Is
Yeah.
your name, is your love for rum. So how did it come about? You fell in love with rum when you're pretty young, and how did you get here? How did you start the brand? I always like to know the what I like to call being uh, uh, an anime and superhero nerd. I always like to know the origin story, right? What
Love
triggered
it.
the thing to go, hey, I'm gonna start my own brand, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna actually start bringing rum.
That's a great question. So, unlike a lot of people, I had zero spirits industry background whatsoever. I spent 25 years writing music for TV shows and commercials and movies. So, my whole world was advertising and movies and TV and music and recording studios. And after 25 years, I did pretty much all I wanted to do. The passion was not there like it was 20 years ago when I would get
Mm-hmm.
up in the morning and eat, sleep, read music. And I was trying to figure out what else I had a passion for right around the same time that Foursquare was one of my favorite distilleries in the world, Richard Seal,
I
genius.
know Foursquare.
Yeah, he put out this rum, Destino, which was only available in Europe. I'm like, okay, nobody's bringing the good stuff to America. Let me do this. I am as passionate about it as I was in music, although I'm still, very much into music. Let me do this. And around that same time, there's a blogger named Matt Petrick who had a blog, The Cocktail Wonk, and he's written a tremendous book on Caribbean rum. He wrote a little post about independent bottlers, which is a thing in Europe and was a thing in whiskey. Wasn't really a thing in rum in the United States. And I thought, how hard could it be? And I found a place in England, a broker that sold me a couple of barrels of Foursquare, which is what we first started with. Because at that time they had, 1,000 people on their Facebook group. And I figured if I could sell anything, it would be that. And if nobody bought it, then I would have enough rum to last me the rest of my life and be very happy. So, it was no lose. So I bought 4 barrels, not knowing anything. It took me 6 to 9 months to get my state permits, my federal permits, my everything permits, learning as I go.
Yep.
And then I realized that, wow, this is involved. There's a reason nobody's done an independent bottler in the U.S. of rum, because I learned about the 3-tier system and each state having its own laws and all that fun stuff. But we sold out of those first 2 barrels in like 3 months. And I figured, wow. And
that's
was
impressive.
Just in New York State. Yeah. And then we moved on to a couple of more, and those sold out even quicker. And now we're up to, I think we just bottled our 160th barrel.
Wow.
3 years. So
in 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we've come a long way in a short time. And it's become a full-time, and then some.
A full-time job now. So
yeah,
as we were talking about this, I'm looking at the samples that you sent me. If you guys can see it, these are the samples that I was sent, and these are each one. I would love to taste this rum that get the words going, right? So, where do we start? So these are all single cask rum, right?
The first one. So we started out doing single cask. Our whole brand ethos is no additives, true age statements. Transparency. We always list the distillery. We always list the aging. As much of it as we have. There's a lot of shenanigans that goes on in the world of rum that you don't get in the world of whiskey. Unfortunately, you get a lot of additives, sugar added, vanilla, glycerol, fake age statements, all sorts of stuff that you don't have to worry about with bourbon and whiskey. So being additive free and true age statements and naming, that's all really important to us. And all of our rums until recently, for the most part, were cask strength or close to it, and single barrel releases. This year, we launched the first one you're going to try, which is our Heritage blend, which we launched with a limited. This one right here is the bottle. We launched it with a limited partnership with Esotico, which is a great rum bar in Miami.
Okay.
And for this one, I wanted to create my own blend, and this is our first real multi-country blend, as we put it, that really combines the three different styles of rum making. Traditionally, there are three very different styles and traditions, which can be broken down into the British tradition, the French tradition, and the Spanish tradition.
Okay.
We're getting away from that now, trying to get away from colonialist language in rum. But there really were three distinct ways. The British style.
So the French side, that is the rum agricole.
Exactly.
Right.
Made from fresh cane juice.
Correct.
And the British style is molasses usually a pot still or pot and column blend component. And then you've got the Spanish, which is a lighter column still style rum, meant more for drinking cocktails, like your Bacardi, your Havana Club.
Yeah.
Those are really reminiscent of the Spanish styles. So I wanted to combine all three rums. So we've got a Barbados pot column.
Okay.
From the wonderful Foursquare Distillery. We've got a light column still from Venezuela. And to really round it out, we have this wonderful VSOP aged Martinique agricole in there, which brings out the floral notes. And this we brought down to 43%.
43% ABV.
Yes. I call this my table rum, or the rum for all seasons.
Okay. Nice sweetness on front, a little herbaceous, almost leaning towards that rum agricole more than the regular one, because it's very herbaceous, almost earthy.
Yeah, and that's what that agricole gives you.
The nose was herbaceous, but there was a lot of sweetness coming on the nose, but the taste push you more in that corner of that herbaceous style of rum.
It works wonderful with a mojito, a daiquiri. You can drink it on its own, but this is our lower priced entry that really
that's what I was about to say.
All day long.
That this is good. This will be really good for a cocktail.
And that's what our intent was. The retail price is under $40 on that one, so if you don't have to feel guilty about throwing some Coke in it like you would with the next rum we're going to try, which is 4 times the price.
Absolutely. I was like, this is something I will definitely pour some Coke. Yeah. I will add on to definitely a mojito, some Manta, and a little bit of sugar and lime.
And until this, we never really had anything in that price point. When people go in, most people go into a store and say, "I want a nice bottle of rum." They mean $30 or $40. They don't mean $150.
They want something, and I mean even higher than that.
Yeah, exactly. So this was that rum.
Okay. I'm gonna be rating them as we test through them. Okay. So you now, this is the latest, right? So this is your latest, and what do you call it?
The heritage blend.
The heritage blend. So I'm assuming, is it by batch? Are you trying to keep the same type, or is it going to be each batch may vary a little bit?
This is going to be our continually produced blend. This will always be available in this, and we're able to source this consistently from the distillery. So this will be a regular product.
Okay.
Everything else we're going to try are single barrel expressions.
Single barrel. So if I feel like I also feel like you almost are. Correct me if I'm wrong here. You kind of have to re-educate your average consumer on accepting the fact that they're no longer having a single cask, but a blend, which may vary, by consumer of, hey, I like this, or that's not my style at all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we have separate. I mean, the bottles look very differently.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. Completely different. Yeah.
And once we get to the regular, after the Esotico edition, it's going to be a nice brown bottle. It's really going to look different.
Okay.
So we definitely don't want to mislead anyone.
Yeah. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes of your brand.
All right.
So where are we starting as far as this? Because I have them by order of year. So 2003, 2007, 2006, 2007, and 2012. That's what I have in my order. But how do we go? I have a
Let's
Guyana.
do these in ABV order. We've got
Okay.
rums from Guyana, Jamaica, Australia, and Belize. And what
Okay.
you're really going to see, which I'm
Yeah.
excited, is really the variety of rum.
Hmm.
Rums from 4 different countries, 3 different continents. Really, it's one of the things that makes rum so interesting to me. More so than whiskeys or tequilas. I mean, the variety of production methods, of
Yeah.
terroir.
Hmm.
You can take a newbie and taste these 4 blind, and you would easily be able to pick out the 4 different
The
rums
four
without
different.
any
Yeah.
hesitation. So our
Oh,
first one is from Guyana.
Guyana. Yeah.
It's a 2003 18-year-old from one of their antique column stills.
Okay.
The IFLOC still, we call it. It was an old Saval still.
I mean, nice color,
Yeah.
right? Really, really beautiful, nice color. I like that.
This is one of my favorites. This is one of the
Oh,
rummiest
the
of the
nose
rums.
on this is beautiful. I mean, very nice nose. Because I came from something herbaceous. The just sweetness of the aroma, that sweet banana ish, almost peach banana ish, a little bit of almost pineapple even. It's one of those. Oh, beautiful nose. And this is only 51% ABV.
Yeah,
All right. Cheers.
enjoy.
Mm, mm. Nice. Very nice. It coats your mouth perfectly, deliciously, but at the same time, very light.
Yeah,
It's not heavy at all. And the level of sweetness for me is just on point. If you don't like sweet spirits, this definitely is right on point. To have neat, to have on ice, nice. There's a little bit of herbaceousness there, but the sweet note, those I'll say banana-y kind of nice tropical. This is taking me back to walking into harvesting sweet corn back home in Africa, because there's a smell about sweet corn that you almost can't deny. It's like when you harvesting sweet corn, it's like there's that you can the husk smell herbaceous, but the corn itself give you a little bit of not that sweetness that you get from banana or pineapple, but that sweetness, almost that sweet corn, almost it's something sweet in the air. That's pretty much where it takes me back to.
yeah. That that still in particular produces this amazing sweet tasting, but yet not sugared and not sweetened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
None of these have any sugar. Zero sugar passes through in distillation. Any sugar or sweetness in a rum has always been added,
So if
except
you're
for,
tasting any extra sweetness, definitely there's additive in the rum.
oh yeah, and if you see it slowly drip down the side of the glass, there's usually glycerol been added. Um, it happens a lot. You
And
won't
that's
find
and
it.
that's what you want to stay away from, pretty much.
Yeah, in certain countries like Jamaica, for example, has it in their GI that you are not allowed to have Jamaican rum with sugar added to it. You
Okay.
can't add vanilla. You can't add
And
glycerol.
and is this rum made with cane or is it made with molasses?
This is a molasses rum from
Okay.
Guyana. There's
Okay.
one distillery left in Guyana, down from about 200. But what they did, which was so wonderful, is as the old classic distillery shut down, they brought all the historic stills to Diamond Plantation. So they've
Okay.
got this collection of 18th and 19th century stills, which makes the broadest variety of rum. They have another still that makes a rum that really tastes almost like a peaty Isla malt. It's a great
Wow.
still.
Wow.
They have a wooden pot stills that made of Guyanese
Whoa.
greenheart wood. It's
That
crazy. The only
that that
wooden
would
stills you
yeah.
have.
That would taste very interesting.
It's an amazing. I'll send you some of that as well, just so you can experience
It's
it. It's
wow.
crazy rum.
Now I have to tell you, I have high expectation for our next one
We're on to
because
Jamaica.
Jamaican rum, right? For all of you guys watching right now, is this Jamaican rum, and I will tell you right now, my favorite rum. You know, the banana note that comes out of Jamaican rum, beautiful. Take you definitely. I have not met a Jamaican rum that haven't taken me to the tropics right away. And coming from the tropics myself, I always have high expectation of Jamaican rum because they haven't disappointed yet. Tell me a little bit about this one. When was this released?
This came out this past year. We bottled it in 2022. And this is from the Long Pond Distillery of Jamaica. There's 6 distilleries in Jamaica. 2 of them are owned by Appleton, Ray, and Nephew. 2 of them are independent, which are Hamden and Worthy Park. And 2 are owned by National Rums of Jamaica, Long Pond and Clarendon. So this is the Long Pond Distillery. It's a 15-year-old pot still rum that was fully aged in Jamaica. A lot of the rums that the independent bottlers have access to come out of brokers based in the UK or Europe, and there's partial aging, in Europe, and you don't get the same angel share. In the Caribbean, you lose 7 to 8% a year versus 2 to 3% up in Scotland. So, a 15-year-old tropically aged rum is equivalent to like a 21, 22-year-old Scotch. With barrel. So
I'm sorry, I stopped listening since I tasted.
Love it. So this is a lower ester rum as far as Jamaican rums go. I call this intro to funk. It's more Bruno Mars and not George Clinton.
Yeah. The good Jamaican rum is funky. It has attitude. It has a crescendo of taste note. It is like you need almost a knife to just scrape it off your tongue. It's
a meal.
If you just joining us, we are talking to Mr. Kaye, Eric from Holmes Cay. If you haven't seen, would you show the bottles again? If you haven't seen this on the market, Holmes Cay makes single cask rums on the market. I'm sure if you belong to a group that pick barrels, there's a chance that they've suggested Holmes Cay at a certain point of your thing about that. But I will tell you right now, this okay. Me, so I do a lot of barrel picks, right? I do a lot of barrel picks, and the best way I describe it is if I taste somebody else's barrel pick, it tells me a lot about them. Right. So what they've approved, right? If somebody go, this is a good barrel pick. I'm like, oh, did you pick it? They're like, yeah. Okay. As I taste it, I'm like, okay. Tell me how your barrel pick tastes, and I will tell you who you are. That's kind of how I think. So it tells me a lot about you. You are free spirited. You love joy. So
this is like reading my tea leaves. Taste my rum and tell my future. I love it.
This is freaking delicious.
Yeah.
This is freaking delicious. It puts the other two to shame. So right now, by order, the Jamaican is first on the line. The Guyane is second, and the addition is third right now. As we keep going, we'll see what the final placement is.
Hopefully, and not hopefully, but the first one should be the 5th because it's the lowest in price, it's the lowest in alcohol, it's the youngest in age. It's really not in the same league or price point as these other 4. So
yep.
I would hope it would, pale.
So tell us a little bit about how people can go about getting, because I know you do partnership with like where I saw you, which is
Mhm.
Beastmaster, to actually create certain things. But uh, do people have access to your barrel picks immediately through you, or
Oh,
do you have a specific
absolutely.
retailer?
So, in addition to our barrel picks, we also release single barrels for general retail. We're
Okay.
available in 10 states and through our website, which we just launched this week, through our site. We can ship to 45 states now, but
And,
we're available.
you're going to be available in Canada.
Oh, we are available in
You
Canada
are
and
available in
Australia.
Canada.
Yes, Canada and Australia.
Canada and Australia.
In Canada, only Alberta for now.
Yeah.
And we're in the states: New York, Canada, Florida, Colorado, Texas, Tennessee, Oregon, Illinois, Massachusetts. I think that's all of them. Yeah.
Now we're moving to, okay, tell what is what okay. So I'm trying to understand.
Mhm.
Hey Bobby, I'm trying to understand. So what does rum has anything to do with Australia?
Great question. Australia, this distillery is the oldest distillery in Australia. It's from the 1870s. It's older than Coca-Cola. And Australia has more distilleries than pretty much all of the Caribbean. There's over 86 rum distilleries in Australia at last count.
Bullshit. I
They
call
grow
bullshit.
sugarcane there. If you've ever been to Australia, Queensland is one big tropical jungle, and they grow a lot of sugar up there.
Are you
And they make
serious?
rum. I'm dead serious. The main rum they drink down there is Bundaberg. It's not the best rum in the world, but they have all these craft distilleries throughout the country. And this one, the Binley Distillery, the oldest distillery in Australia, makes a phenomenal rum, and they have for almost 150 years now.
Really?
Yeah, this is no flash in the pan
You
distillery.
literally just taught me something new today. I will have
Next time we'll
I
try
will
the
have
Fiji.
never guessed.
Yeah, there's great rum coming from Africa as well. We're bringing in 3 African rums now, which we did not get to. There's a distillery in Ghana making great rum right now.
You mean next to me? I'm from
Yes, next to
Togo.
you. I know. Right
Yeah.
next door, there's a great distillery up in the north of
What's
Ghana.
the name of it?
You're gonna kill me because I can't remember of it. But I tasted it in London this past year, and it was fantastic.
Really?
It's way up in the middle of nowhere in Ghana. Let me see.
Is it on the north side?
Yeah, it's like way in the north. Um, they looked really cool at the Ghana rum from Ghana. Is it the Midwest Ghana? I cannot find the name of
Okay,
it, but it's
no, it's
fantastic. Somebody,
I
anybody,
think
it's not Mahoma. Mahoma is
Mohoba.
South Africa. That's from South Africa.
That's from South Africa. Yeah, Mohoba is from South Africa.
Yeah, but there is a great rum that's being made up in the north right now.
You are literally blowing my mind right now. But again, I have to say that rum is one of those things that I honestly would say has always been those things that I only have on occasion.
Yeah,
And Foursquare have always been what I've had as rum for the longest time. And I'm never really explore and dig deeper into single cast rums because for me, a lot of rums that I've had have always been off-putting. The tastes have been kind of off. So I would say Foursquare and obviously what do you call it? Rolling Forks that do single
mm-hmm.
barrel cask.
Yep.
They are the people that I've trusted for the longest time because they
That was
barrel
a great
age
guy.
barrel age their thing, and they have a lot of Jamaican options. Like I said, I'm a Jamaican rum fan. So and I will tell you right now, even that one that you have, that 2007, for me, it's delicious, freaking delicious. Thank you, Bobby. I will tell you,
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, it's one of those things where I've always been leery because for me, it always, because of probably addictive, it gave me a headache. I didn't feel really well when I actually had rum. I think I went to what do you call it? I went to Hawaii and try, their rum there, and it was rum agricole, and I felt perfectly fine. But it's
Yeah.
hard for me to find a good rum that I like. So far, yeah, I'm blown. Like I said, if these are single cask, it tells me everything I need to know about you as a person, because the way you choosing this cask is okay. This Australian rum nose is very different from the Jamaican one. Welcome, Marcelo.
This is,
Marcelo say your
he likes the
Belize is
Belize.
it. Say is it.
This is a much drier profile.
Mm, mm, mm. I like the sweetness profile of this one. It had a little bit of that back kick of that,
Mhm.
that little licoricey back, but I love the front of it. The sweet, dry, a little tannic, a little dry on the palate, but I like this.
And this one and the last one are both at 61%. So we're up there.
This is 61.
Yeah.
It doesn't drink like it.
Yeah. This is the bottle right here.
It does not drink like 61.
No, a
It
well
it drink
balanced rum.
it drinks like it drink at least like 50.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know, brother. I think this is actually kicking the butt of the Jamaican for me. I'm telling you right now, because I love tannic notes, right? I love nice tannic note. That's why I love, I started in single malt before I got into bourbon and other spirit. So when I have those dry wine cask, I get excited because those tannin, right? Coming from a French country, I had wine in my bottle before I had milk. So it's one of those things where when those tannic notes are there and it warms like that beautiful, finish on that. Yeah, I think this this just went to number one.
I love it. They just keep getting better and
Yeah,
better.
yeah. I really thought the Jamaican would stay at number one, but this just went to number one. The Australia just went to number not now. Now I'm really curious about Australian. Wow,
There's
now,
not a
I'm
lot of
telling
it
you,
available here.
I'm floored right now. There- like if somebody told me one day, "Hey, you're gonna try an Australian rum and you're gonna be floored," I'll be like, "Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way." Wow. So they have a lot of. So this is that the profile of most of their rum, or is this just the one you picked that you thought that had a special kind of profile to it that you wanted to highlight?
To me, that was a spectacular example of that distillery and what they can produce. They put out some other rums with Pombe yeast, which has a little funkier, more interesting flavor. They've got some younger ones. I know Transcontinental has put out a younger Australian from this distillery, which is also really tasty, a little lower in ABV and younger. But the one thing you want to avoid is thinking Australian rum is all Bundaberg, because Bundaberg is the popular. That's like the Bacardi of Australia,
Okay.
and that is to Australian rum like Bacardi is to all the rest of these rums. It's really
Correct.
not representative of what's going on with all those craft distilleries in Australia. But they know how to make rum. They've been doing it for over 100 years.
Oh my God. Like I never like this. If somebody asked me, what is the one thing that shocked you today? This is it. It took me out.
Yeah.
It really did. It took me out. I
Oh,
I was not expecting this. Australian rum. if the only thing I'm gonna remember out of this whole interview, besides how your name came about, is Australian. And last but not least, we're talking about Belize. This is a 16-year from 2006, right? Yep. This
Hmm.
is the Belize. Let me see that it
Yep,
is
there
gonna
we go.
adjust eventually. Yep. Yep.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
The big brother.
Yeah. All right.
So also 61%.
Okay.
This is fully aged and bottled down in Belize. We shipped our glass down there. We did it at the distillery. Full co-production with them. Wonderful people down at Travelers Distillery in Belize City. Distilleries in Belmopan inland, and then they bottle down at the coast. It's a wonderful family-owned distillery. It's been around since the 50s, and they make up just a really great column still rum.
Okay.
To me, this is a great example of how complex a column still rum can be. A lot of the rum snobs and
The
purists say,
nose, the nose does remind me of a more on a whiskey than
it will. It definitely will. A lot of people say only pastille rums are authentic. No, I mean, you can get a phenomenal drink from a column.
all right. Let's see.
Yes, Magali, the Travelers.
Mm-hmm. I love the finish of this.
Yeah,
It has the best finish out of all of them.
that's why I saved it for last.
It has the best finish, just has the best finish out of all of them. Beautiful is one word. This rum is balanced. It's balanced. It's it's one of those spirit that you have and you every part works. The front sweetness work, mid palate, beautiful tingling. You feel the proof, finish on point. You feel the tingle go down all the way. Sweetness there, a little herbaceous, little bit of that dryness, that pepperiness that you need. Tropical note, fruit, banana. Oh my god. Okay.
This is my favorite thing: is bringing rum to people who know a little bit about rum and haven't really experienced the wide variety, and just having their minds blown. It's so exciting for me.
You know what? Normally I would have given this number 2 because I'm still blown away by the Australian rum. But if we have to be fair as far as taste, I'm gonna say overall, right? Overall, on all 5, the Belize get number 1.
Uh, Thank you.
Belize
Well,
get
we
number
tasted them.
1.
We did them in the right order then.
Yeah, Belize get number 1. Australia get number 2. But Australia and Belize by by like a feather, like literally by like a feather. And my all-time favorite out of them is definitely Australia. I know it may sound weird, but for me, the Australian mind blown. It's something I can drink all night, right? I can see myself drinking it all night. Belize, I need long days. A long day, I need a pour. I'm gonna have the Belize. The Jamaica is for friends. When friends are around, we're gonna drink this one because this looked like the beginning of a good time. And last 2, I'm sorry, they'll have to get into my cocktail. Uh, if I need a cast strength cocktail or if I need a light cocktail, but that Belize, I think also the Belize, the funk that he has says a lot about the age, right? He, the Belize's balance is grown, is mature, right? If taste was a person, this is a grown person.
Yeah, you don't want to go too much older on those fully tropically aged rums because then they tend to get a little too woody. Um, they get heavy evaporation down in the tropics, especially in Belize.
You get out of here, Eric. Just get out of here. This is a bottle you don't share with people. You keep this in the back of the closet.
It's a funny story. When I first went down there, because in Belize they drink the rum at 36%. That's the way the Belizeans like it, and they don't really export. So I went down there into the warehouse and I was tasting barrels, and I said, "That's what I want to release, exactly like that. Don't do anything to it." And they're like, "You're crazy. Nobody drinks 61% alcohol. It's undrinkable." And next thing you know, it was in Rob Report, and Esquire, and a year later they came out with a 64% rum.
Oh.
They have some
Like
special
you
down
guys that are watching, you don't understand. Like I don't think you understand. People that have had this can understand my feeling at this time. Coming from somebody who like whiskey in general and cask strength whiskey, even gin. I like my barrel aged gin. My Armagnacs. I'm an Armagnac fanatic. I'm telling you right now, I I am blown away. Now I'm mad that you send me a 50 mil. That's like I'm immediately like when I tasted that, I was immediately mad. Like I have a 50 mil. Like tonight, this bottle is not gonna survive. It's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it.
I think we can get you some more.
It's pure joy in the glass. It truly is the this if somebody is a whiskey drinker, a bourbon drinker, Castro bourbon drinker, I will tell him, I will bet my reputation on this Belize. I will hand it to the person and say, go try this. You can thank me later. This is the rum for the bourbon drinker. I will tell you
100%.
about it. It's it's stupid. That's the word I can use. I cannot. You see, it's empty. That's the little like
Wow.
I need a moment. I need a moment. I literally need a moment. This is if you're joining me, we were talking about Holmes Cay, single cask rum company. Eric have been doing a great job the last 3 years on introducing the world to the world of rum and have done a fantastic job of doing that. I see what you're trying to do. I love the infancy of product because it shows the dedication, the love that you put into it. There is multiple um release out there, and there is some release for some groups have done release. If you live in Canada, if you live in Australia, if you live in the United States, I'm telling you to call a friend that knows a friend to call a friend to start looking for homes. I'm gonna put the website right now so you guys can actually click on it, save it, and keep checking to see what are the things that are coming, because the next question that's coming for Eric is, what should the people look forward to? Now that we know that you make amazing or putting out amazing uh uh rum out there, what should the people be looking forward to?
It's more Africa. To me, there's African rums that are sorely underrepresented in the United States. We're going to bring more South African rum in. And what's coming first are two rums from Reunion Island, from Savannah Distillery, which is an African island off the east coast of Madagascar. It's part of France. And we're bringing in their first agricole and their Grand Arôme, which is the high
Okay.
ester. You're going to love that one.
Oh yeah.
Both
If you need someone to translate the French for you, I'm here. I'll be in your suitcase.
both unaged. They're one's fresh cane juice, the other's molasses with a long fermentation. Incredible rums that haven't been seen in the U.S. Um, we've got some more Port Cask Foursquare on the way this year. Some more rum from defunct
Woo!
distilleries. It's not We put out about 4 to 6 of these single barrel releases a year.
Okay.
And then our blends, which are the unaged agricoles. We have a Fiji blend. We could do a whole other show with 5 different rums that are completely different from these 5. From Fiji, from Trinidad,
I'm
from
telling you, like right now, I'm
South
like, okay,
Africa,
this
Mauritius.
is it. Make sure you add me to your to your PR list, because
Yes.
I would love to tell people when new things are coming out so they can know about it. Because oh my god, like like I see where your heart is. This is not a money grab. This is not a I'm just trying to make, you know, something out there to make money.
No,
I can
definitely
clearly
not.
see that you love what you do and you put in the effort to make sure this actually is has legs to it. Good God.
I
I'm
think,
impressed.
thank you. Rum deserves the respect that I don't think it gets. To me, it is every bit the equal, if not superior, than the other brown spirits. Whiskeys, bourbons, tequilas. To me, rum, and just personally, while they're all wonderful, rum has the complexity, the variety. It's just a really underrated spirit. People think of it as cheap, slushy frozen daiquiris and pina
No,
coladas, and that's
no.
not what rum's about. It's an incredible spirit.
I have people sending me messages about the amount of your rum they have. Like people already sending me. I have a video here. Bobby is like, "Oh yeah, you have no idea how many of them I have." I swear, Bobby, that I can't trust Bobby that he drink any other spirit but your rums. He have Mauritianus, he have Australia, he have Belize, he has Jamaica, he has at least 5 of those Jamaican, Barbados, 4 of the Barbados. He doesn't drink anything else. Dude, I can never trust you that you drink anything else but rum. That's all he have in his house. I'm impressed.
Bobby's pretty great.
Yeah, you have a cult following. People truly. I feel like I am late on understanding what you are doing and what you're making in the market, but better late than never. And now you have an advocate in me.
Thank
You have a new believer um, in what you're doing. I'm glad Gene was able to connect us because Gene always say, Jack, if you say something is good, I believe it. But I will tell you right now, Gene, I believe that if you tell me something is good, I believe it as well. For all the people that are here, if you're here and you don't know who Eric is and you don't know what Holmes Cay is, I urge you, I urge you to give it a shot. I urge you to go check him out. I really urge you to go check him out. I urge you to actually go and see what he's doing. Check with your friends. If somebody have one of his single cask, try it. I promise you, he'll make a believer out of you. What's the average MSRP for those casks?
The single barrels, the ones we went through, range between about 110 and 160.
So this is not rum for little kids.
No.
This is that good. This is rum from grown folks. So when you have this is rum that you drink and you truly enjoy. It's not your cocktail rum. It's truly a sipping rum for you to enjoy. Look at me, 50 mil is almost gone. This is what my life is now. Well, I told myself I'm gonna do this interview real quick and I'm gonna pour me some bourbon. Nope, this is what I'm drinking tonight. Eric just ruined all my nights playing. I'm gonna drink now all rum. Eric, what if there is one last thing you would like people to know that we have not discussed in the interview? What would be one last thing that you want
Oh
people to
my
know,
gosh,
or
you
things
put
that
me.
you want someone that is coming into very curious or maybe a little reluctant, going, oh, I don't know if I want to spend that much money on rum. that I don't know about, what will be maybe your point of um you know your point to say, hey, this is, we want you in, right?
That's live chats, and you put me on the spot, and I don't have the answer to that. Other than say to find our rum, which is a little egotistical. There are some great rums. Find a trusted bartender or a trusted retailer. If they steer you towards something that has a fake age statement or sugar, that's not really what rum's about. Unfortunately, that's what gets a lot of the marketing dollars and attention and sells. That's why I'm really appreciative of all the other independent bottlers out there, like the Rolling Fork you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
because we're all just trying to build a profile of rum. Nobody's getting rich from this. It's not what it's about. These are all of us are really just passionate about rum. Um,
Wow.
and there's a lot of great brands out there now. We're in the
Yeah.
golden age right now because it hasn't caught up yet. There isn't demand for the whiskeys for people trying to grab and get the super allocated whiskeys. It's not really there yet in rum, and it's much more accessible at a price point. I don't think that's going to be the case in 5 to 10 years. Um,
I am. I'm still stuck on this Belize. I don't know what's going on, but ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you right now. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you. If you're watching the recast or you just found this by typing, and this is gonna be on Facebook. This is gonna be on YouTube. This is also on Twitter. If you type in Holmes Cay and you follow on this interview, trust me, if you watch any of Monday Sucks show, there's people that left my show all pissed because I'm always honest with my opinion. If I don't like something, I don't like it. But I will tell you right now, I was truly impressed. Eric, keep doing what you're doing. I believe you'll be a force to be reckoned with in the business. You just now put one more name in my repertoire of spirit for me to recommend if someone really is looking for something extremely good. Um, I take a moment and thank what do you call it? Is it Mora? So
Mara, yes.
Mora. Thank her for me. Her communication level is A1. She kept communicating, and when the time comes for me to actually do my own single barrel rum, I think I know who I'm gonna call to sit down with and do something with and collaborate with. I'm truly honored that you took your time to spend the evening with us. This is gonna be here if you want to share later. It's gonna be here for everyone to see. For all of you guys who joined from Facebook, from YouTube, and from Twitter, thank you all for always supporting the channel. More interviews coming. And Eric, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for keep pushing it. I cannot wait to see what you come up with in the future. Right now, you're not my favorite person today because you ruined my palate, and this Belize is over, and now I have to start googling Beyonce's internet to find the Belize and hopefully quench my envy and this juice that I've had. I cannot wait for what you bring in the future. Thank you again for making time, and I guess you need to know that you're welcome here anytime. If new
Thank you.
products are coming out, new things are coming out, you start a new market, feel free to reach out. We'll love to actually have you back on so we can tell more of the people what you're doing.
Thank you so much. You'll be happy to know that there are 16 barrels of Belize rum on the way up right now that we just bottled. So
You heard it. You heard it here first.
there we go. And they
You
have
heard it
not
here
yet hit the
first.
States.
You heard it here first. So guys, be ready. Girls, be ready. This is gonna be amazing. The biggest critique in my house is my fiance. She's a rum fanatic, and I will have to keep a last sip of this for her so you can see, because I truly tell you, this is just amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So hopefully Mondays suck, except they suck a little bit less when you're
It,
drinking.
it, it- no, definitely less, because now I have to sit here and ask myself, what have I ever done wrong? Because obviously now I have to find me some Belize 16-year rum to make my year perfect.
That's great.
But thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you. Thanks for everybody sticking with us for.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see you. We'll see you next time.
Love it.